Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream. I'm going to do your December the 15th spiritual principle a day in a meditation. I hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and get into that meditation. The title of today's meditation is Perseverance in the First Step. Perseverance in the First Step, December the 15th. Okay, it says the process of recovery isn't easy. It takes great courage and perseverance to continue in recovery day after day. It works. Step one. The gift of desperation gets many of us through the door and propels us into the footwork of early recovery. If we're very lucky, we might experience a bit of elation and optimism, sometimes referred to as a pink cloud, in the first weeks of recovery. Enjoy it while it lasts. In time, the challenges of life in recovery present themselves. Some of us have faced a lifetime of difficulties, so we're no strangers to trouble. The difficulties we face in recovery have a different feel to them. However, as one member described it, I could see a light at the end of the tunnel, and I knew it wasn't a train coming the other way. Inspired by that light, our faith that our efforts will pay off, we persevere by putting one foot in front of the other. A foundation in recovery helps us to endure life's difficulties. Even with some time clean, our choices don't always pan out. Working a program doesn't make us immune from life's struggles, financial problems, relationship trouble, health concerns, and housing instability plague clean addicts too. We try to be honest and reflective, owning our part in the problems that come our way. The disease may rear its ugly head during tough times. We might be drawn to act out in new ways, reaching outside of ourselves to soothe the angst within. Our character defects sometimes put on new disguises and find different hiding places. We hit new lows clean. The good news is that our tolerance for spiritual or emotional pain lessens over time. So we're quicker to get into the solution. We know the 12 steps are a reliable source of relief. We return to the first step again and again and surrender in different areas of our lives. It takes guts to face, it takes guts to face the various manifestations of our disease. We summon the necessary courage and persist. I will be steadfast in my recovery and have the courage to look at where the disease is showing up today. Where do I need to apply step one in my life now? Let's take a moment of silence followed by the serenity prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. Perseverance in the first step. Yeah, we've all been on the pink cloud, right? We've all had that elated feeling, that optimistic feeling of initial recovery, right? We've had that. And we may have had it during times of our recovery as well, right? Periodically. Or maybe someone would even dare to say they never came off of the pink cloud. I don't know. I just know that life gets real and it shows up. And every time it shows up for me, I have to make a choice whether to move forward in recovery, to be stagnant, or to regress, right? To go backwards, relapse, right? And I can relapse in many ways without picking up the drug. I always have a choice. There's no one that is making me do a single thing. Now, I may feel some pressure here and there, or feel like someone's manipulating me here and there. But at the end of the day, I am the person that decides whether or not I'm going to move on in recovery or relapse in some form or fashion. Perseverance is important. It's a spiritual principle that means that you have the ability to stick and stay with the situation, even when it's not feeling too great, it's not looking too great. You're able to stick and stay with your recovery. In particular, that's what we're talking about here, because things come up. And sometimes what I find is that the first few layers have been ripped away from years and years and years of recovery. But there's other times I find that somewhere underneath all of those layers, there's a component of myself that still is somewhat prideful and feels that it has to save face. And so I'm looking at this step one, because that's what we're talking about. And I'm looking at the first question under the subheading denial. Now, that first question says, have I given plausible but untrue reasons for my behavior? What have they been? I find that no matter how many layers have come off, if I start thinking about plausible but untrue reasons for my behavior, it helps me cut to the quick, really quick, right? Because we're not at a stage anymore where we can tolerate defiance. We can tolerate spiritual and emotional pain the way that we used to. And so that helps us to get quicker into the solution. And I just want to just let you know, if that's you, if you're struggling with your character defects and you've been around a while, or some new version of them, because they seem like they transfer around, right? Right? They transfer and put on new disguises. If that's you, the same level of commitment that you've always shown, this perseverance to recovery, is the same spiritual principle that's going to help you through this. Remember, honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness, the how of the program, are three spiritual principles we can almost always rely upon to help us through any situation. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. I hope that you will have a beautiful day on purpose.